Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for April 25th, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story so you can read about them for yourself. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us a lot by letting YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high-cost cable TV and still watch the shows you want to enjoy. Before we get into the news, real quick, let's dive into a great deal. Amazon once again has their Fire TV Edition smart TVs on sale. This time you can get a 55-inch 4K HDR TV from Insignia for just $299.99. That's a 55-inch 4K HDR TV plus a Fire TV built into it for just $299.99. A really great deal. I'll put a link to it down in the show notes. All right, let's keep on moving. First story of the day. As cord cutting grows, Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon have lost over 900,000 subscribers in just 3 months. That's a huge growth for cord cutting. And you compare that to early reports that said cord cutting was likely to slow down this year. And when you look at just the first three companies, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T reporting, you see that we're actually seeing maybe a slight increase in the speed of cord cutting. My question to you is, anybody here actually cut the cord in the first quarter in that January, February, March time frame? If so, why? Why did you cut the cord? What did you go with? I'll love to hear from you. Hopefully we've helped you make that decision and still be able to watch what you want to enjoy there. But this is good news for cord cutting. It once again shows that people are unhappy with the cost of cable TV and the fact that, hey, streaming's just kind of better, to be honest with you. Now, as always, maybe not right for everybody, but for the vast majority of Americans, when we talk to them, we can help them save money and still watch the shows they enjoy. So if you're one of those 900,000 people from Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, let us know. But that number is likely to just kind of keep going up as Dish and all the other companies, Spectrum hasn't reported yet, and more, cancel their cable TV subscriptions, and we hear the numbers from those companies. So keep an eye on it. We'll be updating this as we hear from more and more of the cable or traditional paid TV providers out there. Next story up, Plex adds the Weather Channel to their news service. Plex is a great media center out there. They've recently expanded from just being a media center to offering content too. They have a whole dedicated news section now on their free app, which is available on things like Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV. And now they've added Local Now weather content to their news service. So you can access your Local Now content through Plex right there. This is a great way to get one more option for cord cutters. If you use Plex, well, now not only can you use Plex to access your media content, I use it because quite a few years ago I went and digitalized all of our old VHS family videos and we use Plex to kind of stream them out to all the TVs. If you are one of the people who would like or has done something like that or uses Plex for your media, hey, check out their news section. And now with the addition of Local Now content from the Weather Channel, it offers even more reasons out there to check out Plex. Next up, CBS and Viacom merger rumors are heating up. Now, we reported last week that Viacom and CBS were once again in talks to merge. Been in on and off talks for about a year. It was off for a little while. Now there's a new head to CBS. There's some new board members who apparently, reportedly, according to NBC, have their main goal right now to be a merger between Viacom and CBS. According to NBC, they are reporting that CBS is in talks right now on what offer they want to make Viacom for the merger. Now, they did carefully say that, hey, this does not mean this deal is going to happen because there's a lot that has happened between now and then. But CBS is reportedly in talks for dollar amounts. What do we want to offer them? Now, will they accept it? Won't they accept it? That's the big question. It seems like CBS and Viacom and others are in the mood of, hey, as TV gets smaller, let's try to get a bigger piece of it. If we're bigger, then we're going to be just fine. We'll see. The danger here, is, as always, is if you keep taking too much debt, you could find yourself upside down a little bit in the future. We'll see what happens. iHeartRadio kind of suffered that. They merged with a ton of people. Now they're in bankruptcy about 10 years later with a ton of debt. A lot of people say a lot of that debt comes from all these acquisitions they did. There's other factors there too. So it'll be very interesting to see if history repeats itself in the world of TV. I don't know. I'd like to know from you though, would you like to see Viacom and CBS merge again? They used to be one company. They split into two companies. Now they want to come back together. The the majority owner of both CBS and Viacom are the same, and that family is supposedly pushing for the merger. So it sounds like there's a lot of energy behind a merger. Will it come together is the question now. Next up, Verizon is rolling out 5G internet to 20 more cities. Today, Verizon announced that they're going to bring 5G internet to 20 more cities, including Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dallas, and more. Full list in the show notes down below. This will be for the wideband, and they will be bringing the home internet service to some of those markets. They didn't say which ones. So keep a close eye on this. As always, 5G home internet has been kind of the dream of cord cutting because that means competition. One of the big things lacking in internet is competition. Right now it's DSL and cable for most people, if you're lucky. And unfortunately, that's not a lot of competition. When there's not competition, there's not a lot of reason to keep the price down or offer better services or better customer service. With Verizon, AT&T, Charter launching their 5G home internet service in competitors' markets and more, now you're going to be saying, hey, I have 5, 6, 7 internet options out there to pick from. So keep a close eye on this. I'll be very interested to see what happens with this, but it's very good news for cord cutting that we're getting more internet options. Now 5G is going to continue its slow rollout. They say these 20 cities by the end of 2019, some of them will have 5G internet, some of them will be mobile only. Verizon has said we're just going to continue to pluck away at our 5G home internet rollout. So let me know, anybody live in an area of 5G? You live in like Houston, have you used it? I'd love to hear from you on what you do, but it seems like 5G home internet is slowly becoming more and more of a reality. Though it would take a few years before majority of people have it. All right, last story of the day. AT&T expects DirecTV Now to continue to lose subscribers in the second quarter, but they expect a moderate growth in the second half of 2019. Now, we just learned that AT&T's DirecTV Now streaming service lost over 80,000 subscribers. Now they expect DirecTV Now to continue to lose subscribers at least for one more quarter. Now, AT&T has not said how exactly they plan to turn that around. What's their goal here? What's their long-term objective to say, hey, we're losing subscribers now. How are we going to turn this around? We'll see. I'd love to hear from you. What would AT&T need to do realistically to turn around DirecTV Now? What would get you to come back to DirecTV Now? Is it the old packages? Assuming they're not going to change the pricing, what would get you to come back to DirecTV Now? I'd love to hear from you. But I think AT&T is just right now trying. They said, quote, this $50 price point is sustainable where they are now. It brings in the money they want to bring in with the fewer amount of channels. My question to you is, okay, so they say this is sustainable. What would get you to come back if you're one of the DirecTV Now subscribers that have canceled? I'd love to hear from you. All right, everybody, that's the stories for today. I'll be back tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and how-to guides. I'd love to hear from you on your thoughts about the world of cord cutting. Leave us a comment. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow.